Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, I'm Brittany. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here today. So today we're filming a very exciting video. We're going to be doing a haul dip, but how was it? So I'm going to be talking about all the products that I've hauled recently, and I've gotten my opinions over the products, and so I'm going to be telling you that. Plus I'm going to be showing you guys some of my favorites, just because I didn't have a favorites video this month. It's a little bit too late to film them, and most of my favorites are new anyways, so they're products that I've hauled, and so it's basically a haul dip, but how was it, including my favorites. So if you guys want to see this video, let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so the first product we're going to be talking about, I have a lot of thoughts on, and it is the Tatcha the Silk Canvas Primer. This is a $52 primer, so super duper pricey. As you can see, I used a big chunk out of it, and honestly, when I started trying this for the first time, I was going to return it. Like, I hated it so much. If you guys watched my haul, I mentioned that I had got the Tarte, what is it called? The Timeless Poreless primer or something like that. It's supposed to be like a dupe for this one, and that I ended up hating that primer because it balled up on my skin. It didn't mix with primers or skincare, and so I ended up returning that one. That one's pricey too, but it's not as expensive as this one, and so I went ahead and just bit the bullet and bought this during the VIB sale or appreciation sale, whatever it's called, and I hated it. The same thing happened, like it balled up because of my skincare. It wasn't mixing well with like my foundation. I literally had my foundation rolling off, and the first time I actually used this primer, I had to remove my whole full face because it just looked so cakey, and you could see like the foundation peeling off. It was just so bad, and I was telling Christian, like, I don't know why so many people rave about this. Like, I don't understand. It balls up really bad on my skin. I just don't get it. And so I tried it the next day, and it happened again. And so I researched balling and like peeling for the skin for primers, and nothing really came up for primers, but a lot of skincare videos came up to where like if you layer your skincare products, some of them could make the other ball up on your skin. And so then I did research on the ingredients that cause like balling up, and silicone was one of the ingredients. This primer has silicone in it, and so one thing that they said you could do is make sure your skin is exfoliated, which my skin is always exfoliated. It's not very dry, so I don't really have a lot of like dry flakes or cracks or anything like that, so I knew it wasn't that. And then they also said try using less product. And I had just bought this from the sale as well. This is the Drunk Elephant Firma Day Serum, and I love this puppy on. It gives you a really nice warm sensation on the skin, and so I really like lather this on my skin, which I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to use that much. And so I was like, oh my gosh, what if it's the serum? Because I started using this the same exact day that I started using the primer. So I tried it again with less serum, just like a tiny little bit, put it in, let it soak in, and it worked. The primer didn't ball up. It actually went on the skin very smooth and nice. This primer is a lot more hydrating compared to like the Tarte one or the NYX Angel Veil, which is, I have that. This one right here, it's very kind of similar texture to this as well, but except it's a little bit more hydrating. And so with this one, back in the day when I used to use it, I really need to start using it again. I used to mix it with the primer oil from Smashbox, and it created an amazing primer that I fell in love with. And so this is basically like that, but already like mixed in. This is supposed to have really good skincare in it as well, just because Tatcha is a skincare brand. So basically, I love this primer now. And I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like this literally gives you like a silk canvas, just like the name. So it's very thick. It's kind of like a wax. So it creates a barrier for your foundation to lay on. And so instead of like going inside your cracks and everything, it's just like it's like a sheet mask on your skin that's invisible. And so when you put your foundation on it, it looks so flawless and literally like a mask, or like just very beautiful and flawless. I can't, like, your pores are gone. Now, when you're applying the primer, you don't instantly see your pores like disappear. And so I was kind of disappointed with that, just because I'm like, oh, it's not doing anything. It's like not filling in the pores. But then once you put your foundation on top, your pores are minimized. So basically it's like a clear layer on your skin, so you can still see your pores through that layer, but once something goes on top, it's smooth, and so it doesn't go into those pores. But with that being said, I have been getting like breakouts right here where my pores are, where I do put this primer, so this might sink into your pores. So I stopped using it to see if that's the reason why I'm breaking out, or maybe I'm just breaking out because I've been breaking out a lot lately. So I used it today. I didn't use it yesterday, so I'm just kind of like alternating it and seeing like what happens with my skin. But I'm not going to return it. I am liking it so far, and so that's pretty much all I have to say about this primer. It's totally up to you and what kind of skin you have. A lot of people were saying that if you have dry skin that you have to make sure you moisturize before you use this. But then again, like, it doesn't mix well with skincare, so I wouldn't suggest putting your moisturizer on and then putting this on right after. I would definitely give your skincare like time to set in and not put as much, because one day I put like the same amount that I always put, which is a lot, and then I waited till like the end of the day, like 5 o'clock, to put on my makeup, and it still balled up because I still had too much product on my skin. So even if you let it soak in, you still have to make sure you didn't put enough to begin with. And so yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know if you guys want me to like actually demo like what I'm talking about in a video. I did do a get ready with me using this product today, but I didn't go full in depth with it because it was like Q&A at the same time. But so far so good with this primer. I just wanted to let you guys know those facts about it, just because in a lot of the reviews or people's favorites videos, they'll just be like, I love this primer, and then that's all they'll tell you. And I wanted to make sure that you guys know like the cons to the primer as well, because it has its cons and it also has its pros. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys an update on this powder as well. This is the Hourglass Translucent Veil Loose Setting Powder. I've been loving this, guys. Like, I honestly didn't see what all the hype was about when I first used it, and there's like a f***ing airplane. Ugh. I've been loving this lately. Now, I've only had this for a little bit of time, but I've been loving it for the amount of time that I've had it, if that makes sense. So I love this for underneath the eyes. It really sets the under eye concealer without it exaggerating the dryness under your eyes. So it's really good for dry under eyes, and it's also very good for dry skin. Even though I have oily combo skin, when I do break out, I use acne treatments, and it can tend to dry out my skin. And you guys know I have oily combo skin, so my forehead is just a little bit drier, and this Hourglass powder looks so amazing on my forehead. I love it, and it also blurs out the pores. Even though it's more of like a glowy powder, it still blurs the pores out, which I like, because the Laura Mercier, you guys saw in my video that this does not blur out the pores, it actually exaggerates them. This one does not exaggerate the pores whatsoever. It just gives you a really nice filtered effect. I have it on my skin right now. I set my whole face with this, and I'm loving it so far. I don't know if it controls the oil the same as my Laura Mercier just regular translucent, just because I haven't wore it for a long amount of time, just because I only go to work for like 5 hours during the week. So when I put this on, it's not for like an 8-hour shift, but I'm definitely going to try it this weekend when I do work my like 8-hour shifts and see if it holds up my oil pretty well. But if not, I could just like, I've already done this before, but what I do is I'll take my regular translucent powder from Laura Mercier, and I'll just set my nose and like my T-zone, and then I'll let that bake and then do my eyeshadow, and then I'll take this as like my buffing powder. So I'll get like a big brush like this, and I'll dip it into the Hourglass powder and just kind of buff away that Laura Mercier powder. And what this does is makes my skin not look so dry and matte, but it still looks super duper poreless. So overall, I've really been loving it. I got the big size, so I feel like I'm gonna have it for forever, but then again, I've been using it a lot lately, so hopefully I'll go through it. I probably should have got the mini size, but I'm more of like a go big or go home kind of girl, because it's expensive either way for the mini or for the big one. But so far I've really been liking it. So this is the Kate Somerville Exfoliate basically exfoliator. You could use it in the shower. That's usually where I use it, just because your face does have to be damp while you wear it, because you leave it on for about like 15 to 20 minutes, or it says 2 minutes, but I leave it on for longer than that. So basically what you do is you have a damp face, you rub this in circular motions, and then you leave it on for the 2 minutes or however long that you want to leave it on for. and it physically and chemically exfoliates the face. And I've really been loving it this month, especially with those dry, like flaky, stubborn like pimples that I've been having. And so this has really came in handy. I really love it so far, so it is a favorite this month. But this baby does retail for $85. It's so pricey, so I don't know if it's worth the $85 yet. I'm definitely gonna have to use more of it to tell you guys that, but so far I am liking it. Okay, so next skincare product, we have the Peter Thomas Roth Hungarian Thermal Water Mineral Rich Moisturizer. Oh my gosh, guys, I've been loving this moisturizer as my night cream, and I've only had it for a little while, and I feel like I've made a huge dent in this. The only thing that's kind of weird about it is that the smell. It smells like Studio Fix foundation from MAC, and if you've ever smelled that, it smells like paint basically, and it's so weird that a moisturizer would smell like that. But other than the scent, this moisturizes my skin so good, and I wake up in the morning with my skin feeling very plump, so, and it hasn't broken me out or anything, so it's been a really good moisturizer for night. This is probably expensive. I do have like a mini size because I got it from work, but I'm just gonna use up the whole thing and see if I miss it after that, and then I'll repurchase it. But if I don't miss it, then I'll probably just get something else. But so far I've really been loving it. Okay, so the last skincare product we have here is this StriVectin neck cream. This girl is thick. She really thick, but as you guys can see, I made a big dent in this as well. And so what I'll do to make this work is I'll scoop it out like this, and then I'll literally warm it up in my hands, let it get a little bit thinner, and then I'll just go up my neck like this, and it just stays on my neck all day or all night, and I've been loving it. It just makes me feel like I'm doing good things for my neck. Like, obviously you guys can't see a difference because I don't have that many lines on my neck, but I honestly think if you do, this would really help you out. It's just such a good neck cream, so I've been liking this. I don't know if I would repurchase it just because, like I said, I don't have like harsh lines on my neck, and I probably could just stick with my First Aid Beauty like rich moisturizer that I already use. But for this month, I've been loving it. Okay guys, so I have one hair product to tell you guys about. I don't use a lot of hair products just because I don't fix my hair a lot. It's either makeup or hair, one or the other, and most of the time it's makeup because I hate doing hair. And so I'll just put it in a ponytail like I did today and do my makeup. But this is the Living Proof Insta De-Frizzer. So this softens and shines anytime, get smooth between shampoos. So basically it's a dry conditioning spray. It says that at the bottom, and that's like how I knew what to use it for, because if I read all that, I was just like, okay, like, when do you put it on? But at the bottom it says dry conditioning spray. So basically it's like a dry shampoo, but instead of it being a shampoo, it's a dry conditioner. And so the reason I love this, guys, is because obviously I don't wash my hair a lot. I use a lot of dry shampoo, but what I have the most problem with my hair is tangles. Like, my hair is so tangly at the bottom just because, like, I used to have my hair gray and like really bleached out, and most of the damage is at the bottom of my hair. So when I have it down, it really tangles up, and I hate it so much. That's why I got a haircut the other day, because I was just so tired of it, and I cut most of the damage off, but there's still a little bit of damage. So what this is good for is you just spray it in your hair like this, and it's literally a dry conditioner, so it detangles the hair. You just like keep running your fingers through it and it'll get detangled, but your hair doesn't have to be damp to use it, because I know a lot of leave-in conditioners, your hair has to be damp for it to do anything, or it'll just like look really greasy. This gives your hair a shine, but it doesn't look greasy whatsoever, and it just gets all those tangles out. So if I'm working and I have my hair down, I'll literally go grab the tester for this and just spray it in my hair just to get the tangles out, and then it just gives you a really nice shine as well. And a lot of people were like, Brittany, how do you keep your hair so healthy? It just has like a really nice shine. And I'm like, girl, it's not healthy. I'm faking this. It's this stuff right here. So yeah, I've been loving this month, and I got it for gratis, but I'm pretty sure I'll probably re-buy it. But the bottle should last me a long time just because I don't use it that much unless I need it. Well, I do use it a lot. I feel like I use it a lot. Maybe it will, I don't know, it depends on how much it costs, but I've really been loving it. You can tell I'm cheap. Okay guys, so I did want to mention this even though I finished it. So I got this in my Sephora haul. This is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation, and as you can see, it's a sample. I got mine in the color 1.5 Neutral. And let me go ahead and show you this sample, guys. I demolished this sample. This foundation is freaking amazing. It has good coverage, but it's not cakey, and it doesn't look like foundation. And I have oily combo skin, and it gives you just like a real beautiful, like natural matte finish. It's so good. I fell in love with it, and I totally scraped the bottom of the sample just to use it all. I've been loving it, and I'm totally gonna be buying this foundation when the VIB sale comes in November. This is something I'm gonna buy. That's why I wanted to mention it to you guys, because I've been loving it. Okay, now I'm gonna talk to you guys about some eyeshadow. So I guess I'll start with what I'm wearing. So this is the Violet Voss Flamingo eyeshadow palette. I got this during the sale. It retails for about $45. These are the colors right here. They are so beautiful. When I swatched them in Sephora, I fell in love, and they have honestly not disappointed. It's what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. I do have it mixed with another eyeshadow palette. I have it mixed with the Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions palette, just because this didn't have a bright pink and I wanted to use the yellow with a bright pink. But I do have my favorite color on my eyes, and it's this sparkly yellow color. It's so beautiful. I love it. In the video, my haul video, I swatched some of the colors, and I told you guys that the mattes were not as pigmented as the foils, but in my opinion, it works so good on the eyes because of that reason. Like, I have no powder kick up or fallout from the mattes, but they blend so nicely. They still have enough pigment to show up, but they just blend so nicely. They're a really good formula. It makes me want to try more Violet Voss eyeshadow palettes just because of the mattes. And then as for the shimmers, do you see my eyeballs right now? Like, I did not use any Fix Plus or anything like wet to wet my brush. I just went straight in with a dry brush, not even my finger, and it looks like this. Like, it's so amazing. If you're in the market for some bright, beautiful foiled colors, I would get this palette. And I love that they have this like skin tone shade just to start off with your base, to set your eyeshadow primer, whatever you want to do with it. And then they do have a black. I haven't used the black, but I've used a lot of the mattes in here, and I've just been loving this palette. Okay, now as for the Kylie Jenner birthday eyeshadow palette, what's it called? I think it's called the Spring Fling. Let me go ahead and open it. I kept the box because the box looks better than the actual eyeshadow palette. Oh, it's called the Sipping Pretty Eyeshadow Palette. So I have quite a bit of thoughts on this palette. So first of all, you guys know mine came broken and I fixed the eyeshadow palette, but you cannot return eyeshadow palettes. Like, you cannot return anything on Kylie Cosmetics, which I think is... what? Like, you should be able to return stuff at any makeup company just because you never know what you're gonna like. Someone did say in the comments of my video that theirs came broken twice and they had to send it back, and then they ended up just paying them for the eyeshadow that broke, which is just crazy. Like, girl, if your eyeshadow keeps breaking, like, you need to pull it back and like fix the issue, or at least put more bubble wrap in your packaging. Like, what are you doing? But anyways, that's a whole nother situation. I love the mattes in this eyeshadow palette. The mattes blend so freaking well. They have a little bit of kick up, but nothing too crazy. It's nothing like the Anastasia ones. It's kind of like in the middle. It's a really good consistency. I love this palette. Now, as for the shimmers, they're kind of meh to me. Like, most of them are bronze. Like, if you look at that one, that's a bronze, this one's a bronze, this one's a bronze. So there's not much variety in there. They do have a purple and a blue, but I feel like I have that in other palettes already. But the mattes I'm in love with. And as for the one that was broken, that's actually my favorite eyeshadow in the palette. And I'm so sad because it's the one that's broke, so I have to be very, very careful when using it. But this is such a beautiful rose gold color. It's just so pretty and reflective, and it goes on so pigmented. I don't know if it's just because mine's broke and it kind of has to go on pigmented, but I love it. I love this bright pink in the eyeshadow palette. It blends so well. It kind of looks like the one I have on, but just maybe a little bit lighter. It's so beautiful. I love these warmer browns at the bottom. They just look so beautiful in the eyes, and they're so pigmented. But I have a problem with two of the eyeshadows so far. So the blue, I actually used this in my first impression over the palette. I used the blue all over the lid and it was patchy, it didn't build up, and then the more that I tried to build it up, the more patchy it got, and then it wouldn't blend out. It was just a horrible eyeshadow, so I will not touch this blue ever again. I mean, it looks pretty, but on the eyes, it's horrible. And the other color I had a problem with so far, I haven't used every single eyeshadow in this, have I? I might have used every single, oh no, I didn't use those two. But anyways, I used this burgundy color because once you look at it, oh my god, it's so beautiful. So it's a burgundy and it has like blue glitter in it. It's so pretty. It reminds me a lot of the Dose of Colors, like the little single ones that everybody loves, the block party ones. But then once you put it on your eye, girl, it's not like that. So basically, this is what it looks like on your finger. Can you guys see it? It has that beautiful blue color in it, right? But then once you swatch it or put it on your eyes, you could tell that there's a separation from the two. So basically, it's a burgundy matte base with an overspray of blue glitter. So once you put it on the eyes and you start blending with any kind of brush, like say you put the burgundy on your eyes and you start blending it out, the glitter will move, but the eyeshadow will blend. So the burgundy color will blend, but the glitter will get everywhere, and it's just kind of inconsistent. So some of the glitter will be there, some of it will be buffed away. It's kind of like that black from the Dose of Colors I Love Serai eyeshadow palette. She has like a beautiful black in there with beautiful glitter, but once you put that on the eye and you start blending it, that glitter is just gonna move and it's very inconsistent. And so I wish that she just made the blue glitter like within the eyeshadow and it all stuck together, if you know what I'm saying. Or you could have just did a burgundy eyeshadow that had no glitter in it, but unfortunately, like I tried wetting the brush and packing it on the lid just to get that blue glitter to stick, but it didn't want to. And so yeah, it's not my favorite eyeshadow palette, but I have been loving it for the mattes. It's just the shimmers that were just kind of like meh for me. Okay guys, let's talk about a mascara. This is the new Nars Climax mascara. Guys, I've been loving this mascara. Okay, so I did do a first impression on this mascara and I loved it in the video, but after that video, I just fell more in love with it. So let me show you the brush. So this is what the brush looks like. It kind of has that hourglass shape that the Better Than Sex mascara has from Too Faced. But I do not like that mascara, and I could actually show you guys why. So I actually threw out my Too Faced Better Than Sex regular. This is the waterproof, and I do like the waterproof more, but I could still kind of show you what I was going to show you for the other wand. So if you take a look at this Better Than Sex mascara, you can see that it's like super duper clumpy. It's getting clumpy on the top and the bottom. Even though I do like this formula better than the original, it still kind of has the same thing with the brush going on. This brush, as you guys saw, it's not clumpy whatsoever. And to me, it's kind of a mix between a boar bristle and a rubber bristle. It's kind of like they had a baby and had this brush. And so I really love it. It's not too wet, which I love. I hate when mascaras are super duper wet because then it ends up on your eyeshadow or it ends up down here or it ends up wearing off throughout the day. This one is just dry enough, but it's not too dry. The only thing I'm scared about is since it's a little bit drier, I'm scared that it might dry out like in general faster than other mascaras. But other than that, it gives you really, really beautiful volume with still fanning out the lashes. It's not the best at lengthening just because it's more of a volumizing mascara, but so far I've been loving it. It's like my favorite high-end mascara that I've liked in a while, so I definitely had to mention that in this video. Okay, so the next products I'm going to talk about are MAC products, just because you guys know I work at MAC, and so I have to wear MAC to work. And so I found some favorites, but they're not exactly super new, but I have showed them in haul videos before. So we have 3 colors, 2 extra dimension eyeshadows. So I have the color Sweet Heat, which is a nice bronze, and then I have the color Smokey Mauve, which is a frosty purple. So these are the 2 colors, super duper beautiful. I love the extra dimension eyeshadows. It's my favorite formula that MAC does carry, just because if you're older and you have lines, you don't want to use glitter on your eyes. And this is like a good alternative to not using something super matte because it doesn't exaggerate the lines as much as like a glitter would. And these are just really good colors to wear on their own on the lid, or you could wear something in the crease. They're just really easy, and I feel like that's why I've been loving them this month. But these are what the colors look like. This is the purple and this is the bronze, and they just go on the lid so good. You don't have to wear nothing to wet them. You can wet them just to intensify them, but I honestly just go in with my finger and put them all over the lid for something easy to do. And then I do have another MAC eyeshadow to mention. This is I Like to Watch, and this is a DazzleShadow, so it's kind of the opposite of those. It's more of like a glittery eyeshadow, not so much a sheen. But you guys, this is the most unique eyeshadow color I've ever seen. So it's like a yellow with gold shift. Online they describe it as like a light gold, but once you see it in store, you're just like, no, that is completely different. It has like a green shift to it. It's so beautiful. Literally every time I wear this on my eyes, somebody asks me what it is, and so I'll go ahead and swatch it so you guys can see how beautiful it is. But if I had to suggest any of the MAC eyeshadows right now, I would tell you to get this one. So that is what it looks like on my finger. Super pretty. So that is what the swatch looks like. It's so beautiful, but I do like to use this one with Fix Plus just because it is a glitter. So I feel like you get more pigmentation when you do wet your brush with some Fix Plus, but you can use it on its own. It's so gorgeous. Okay guys, now I'm gonna go ahead and mention my favorite MAC lippies for this month. So we have the color Blankety, which is my favorite nude right now. And then we also have the color Cream in Your Coffee, which is just a little bit darker and more shinier than that one. And then for gloss, I have this formula to talk about. Not necessarily this color, but the formula. I've been wearing this a lot at work. This is Blankety. It's just a beautiful mauve-y nude color. And then the one on the bottom is Cream in Your Coffee. And like I said, it's just a little bit darker and more shinier. I've been loving these two to wear this month. And then as for the gloss, I've just been loving this formula. Like I said, it's not really this color, it's just a formula. I've been loving it. It has a really nice minty feeling on the lips, very comfortable, and it's really good if you have really dry lips but you still want something very pigmented. So I really suggest these Grand Illusion glosses to you. Now on to some other brands of lipstick. I've really been loving these NYX Suede matte lipsticks. They look like this in this packaging, and I have the color Clinger, which is a beautiful bright pink color. These go on so creamy. They're actually more creamier than the matte MAC lipsticks. These are a matte finish as well, but they're just a little bit more creamy, and I wouldn't say they're transfer resistant, so they're not as drying as like a liquid lipstick, but they still wear and stain the lips very, very well. So that's the pink one that I got. And then I've also been loving their nude, which is in the color Dainty, and it's just a really beautiful like peachy nude without it being too orangey. So that one is Dainty. And so as you guys can see, this month I was just wearing a lot of like bullet lipsticks, but I have been loving one liquid lipstick, and it's from Ofra, and it's in the color Pasadena, which is just a really pretty mauve-y nude, of course, because I'm always wearing nude, like I said. But this is a little bit darker than an actual nude, so I feel like it's a good way to still wear color but still wear a nude lip. And so I'll go ahead and swatch that one. And so that is what the color Pasadena looks like. Super duper pretty. And if you don't already know, they are carrying Ofra at Ultas now, and they have them in store. Like, we have these in store now, so they're not just online. And so yeah, that is everything that I had to update you guys on. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up so I can know to keep doing these haul dip how was it videos. If you have any questions about the products, leave it in the comments down below. Also, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, BritanyRaquell, go ahead and subscribe before you leave. I do make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!